Hello everyone and welcome to my new video. What is this video about? Well, it's time for day 11 of the A to Z of classic breaks, and today it's K, and K is for Kool is back. I believe by Funk Inc. Probably, I think it's up there with the Amen and the Funky Drummer and the Think and all that stuff. One of the most sampled things, particularly that stab at the start. Yeah, it's got a lot going for it. I'm not a huge fan of the snare, but the feel is incredibly good. Yeah, sampled by loads of people. Jay-Z, Beastie Boys, Salt and Pepper, and of course, Trevor Horn, Art of Noise. I think he uses it in every single song. That. So, yeah, it's got a lot of those double kick drums, those 16th note double kick drums. There. On the kind of offbeat snare, which I think makes it very Amen-like, which leans itself very nicely to breakbeat stuff. I would be so bold as to say that I think the Amen break has kind of laid a foundation for the expectations that I hold high for when I'm trying to farm a tasty break. Okay, let's turn warp on. We don't want one there. It's actually there. So let's set one here. Okay, interesting. Yeah, okay, so let's loop this bit. The tempo says it's 200 BPM. That is nonsense, but that's maybe because... You know what? I think this is actually kind of what I got a little bit wrong on the previous one, because if you remember, I was having problems with the latency on this one. And then I looked at the clip, and the estimated, let's turn warp on, it said that it was 37 BPM, which is nonsense. That's complete nonsense. So I think I made a mistake there, and this looks like a good opportunity to address this. Actually, that looks a bit right, but oh, we're at 175. No wonder it's wrong. Right, let's go back to 140, the middle ground. Okay, this is an interesting one. I'm struggling to find where the one is. Yeah, actually, the snares don't sound too bad at that tempo. Okay, do you know what? Let's set one here. It's kind of weird. No, yeah, I know what it is. It's because it's not exactly 4 bars long. So, what do? Do we shrink it down? Do we worry about that later? I don't know. I kind of want a tasty loop that I can drop in at any point knowing that it's all going to be dead on. So maybe let's just move this to here. Oh, this is weird. Let's set one here. Okay, and let's say that this is 4 bars. Let's nudge this back and see what we can use. Ah, that's interesting. Ah, well, that's all worked out very nicely, isn't it? Let's pull that forward a little bit. Okay, now we're all... Oh, what am I doing here? Let's zoom in and zoom out. Okay. Right, we're on a 16th note grid. Let's make this a bit bigger. We're on a 16th note grid. Let's do Command All, Command U. Okay, that sounds a bit silly. Let's put it to beats. Let's go up in pitch. So remember, people, go up in pitch until there's gaps. Come back down and go just a little bit beneath the point where, this is just my opinion, go beneath the point and where you can hear that there are no gaps. Then you're just guaranteed no gaps at all. We don't want gaps. So I'm just pressing down with the arrow, up and down. It's interesting to look at recordings like this, because actually, if you look at the waveforms here, the snares are so much louder than the kick drums. And obviously this is a drum break, so it's not necessarily the backbeat of the song in context. but it's still kind of quite interesting. I wonder if it was because it was mixed that way or just because the drummer hit it harder for the break and then drummers are less concerned about keeping the one together with the kick. I don't know. Drummers out there, tell me what you think. But it's a funky kick drum, so you don't want to go, you know, you kind of just, you want the feel in there, but yeah. So let's get on with it. Let's pull in the drum bus. I like to start with the drum bus, see what. I would normally just smash the transients, but like I'm actually starting to think I need to change my ways. I think this is just, I think when I first got the drum bus, I was like, that was basically what I was like when I first got it. Now I've perhaps matured a little bit, and I think maybe I'm quite into backing off the transients a bit. This works. This is working well with the boom. Good job. Okay, lovely stuff. Let's pull in the channel EQ. Where are you? Channel EQ. I should make a channel strip. Oh, I should just make a channel strip. Yeah, let's do that. I'll do that in a minute. Let's set this to like 350. Pull it down a bit. Maybe back off the highs a tiny bit. Let's just check what it's like with the drum bus after. So one thing that like you could maybe try and do. So I mentioned earlier that I wasn't 100% into the snare. Let's see what it's like at. Oh no, that won't make a difference at this point. I'll listen later. But let's say, for example, I wasn't particularly massively into that snare. There are some things that you could do. We could maybe kind of get a little bit creative with the processing. Let's pull in the hybrid reverb. Let's group that, extend it out, create a chain, and then on this. Let's solo this chain. Let's turn the dry wet down for a minute. Now, you may remember that I said that the snares are considerably louder, which means they're going to respond quite nicely to a gate. So if I get a gate in here and put it before the reverb, I could potentially isolate the snare. Maybe. Yeah. Actually, this is probably not a good idea to do it with that drum. Let's turn the drum bus off. That's better. So then what I could do is maybe take like a snare from something else. Listen to how similar they are. Yeah, let's find maybe. Well, let's go right back to the start. Let's pull in like a. Let's maybe take just that amen snare there, and drag that into the convolution reverb just for a laugh, just to see what happens. Let's set this. Oh, it hasn't done it. No, that's not going to work. It's probably only going to work best with like a single snare. Anyway, I won't do it, but basically what I was going to say is that you could try and drag in a single snare sound from something else into the convolution reverb, and then you can kind of almost, it's not really re-synthesizing it or vocoding it, but it can sometimes just add something. And then you could try and sort of gate out this, or you could just overdub another snare. I don't know. This was actually a bit of a waste of time. Anyway, let's carry on. Oh, what have I done here? Let's listen to them together. No, that didn't really work. But I'm convinced that they sound pretty similar. Anyway, so, right, I got a little bit distracted there. Sorry. Right. Okay, so like I've noticed that I am effectively kind of just doing the same process over and over again. So I will make a channel strip, even though that I don't just want to drop the channel strip in every time, because then these videos are going to get pretty boring. If you're not already bored to death already, which I hope you're not. So, but anyway, let's just do it anyway, because I just think maybe it's quite a good practice. So I might just call it Upcycler. Upcycler. And then save it. God, I don't really do this type of stuff. You copied, moved documents into a project. If you choose, you can, you know what? I don't want to do that, actually. Maybe I'll just save it in. Oh, I don't know really how to do this stuff. I never do this stuff. I'll just save it in there, maybe? No. Where do I save it? User library. Presets. Audio effects. Instrument rack. Let's save it in there, shall we? What is this? You copied, moved documents into a project. If you choose, Live can copy files. I don't want that. Don't copy. I just want the thing. All right, let's drag that in. Oh, yeah. Okay, good. All right. Sorry, I should have just read the thing. It was trying to help me, not confuse me. Right. Okay, nice. So now next time I can just essentially just drag that in. Let's maybe add it to my devices. Yeah, so I can go here now. And then what's that? I don't remember saving that there. What is that? Okay, let's just pull that in. Yeah, so that's kind of like a good starting point. And then if I want to dial it into taste, I can. Right. So little extra workflow. I mean, this is the thing. When you do like repetitive tasks, you streamline them as you go, I think, rather than sort of doing nothing for a really long time and then thinking, oh, I really need to do this. Sometimes I think actually just repeating something over and over and over again and then going, you know, I'm fucking sick of this. Why don't I just do this? And then you do it. And that's going to be time that you've saved in the future. So, you know, some of these things, you don't realize you need them until you realize how long you've needed. This is terrible advice. Anyway, let's keep going. So let's rename this. Kool is back. Ned Rush. Send it to resample. Hit it to record. Fire it off once. Just give it one last listen to see if I'm convinced. Yeah, okay. Right, I'm going to resample it now on the next pass. Here we go, resampling now. Yeah, those snares are really good. Once upon a time, what I did was that I sliced this up into single transients, single samples, and then I would layer in those snares over something else if I wanted some snares to have a little bit more articulation. This is what's good about this stuff, is that you can find, you're not just getting one snare sample, you're getting like 8 or 6 or whatever. Yeah, that one there is just really good stuff. Okay, that's looking nice to me. So yeah, again, this time we've preserved, even though that everything is slightly, if we look at the difference, so we've got a lot more kind of release where we've perhaps compressed it a bit. And we've made the kicks a little louder, but not too loud. Let's check that all the transients are where we want them. Yeah. Okay, looking good to me. Let's set it to repitch. Let's save it. And now let's just hear it at 175. That bit there is just from here. Let's like take this bit. Yeah, I mean, that is essentially the same as this bit on the Amen. Where is it here? Yeah, these bits here. Listen to this. Listen to this. They're the same. Yeah, tasty stuff. That is breakcore to me. Right. Okay, shush now. Shush now, Amen. It's not your time. So there we go. That was Kool is Back by Funk Inc. Another classic in the A to Z of classic breaks. I'm going to go and put this on my Patreon now. You can see the pattern. By the time we get to the end of the series, we'll have all of these lovely breaks. And then I'm going to make a breakcore blancmange. See you tomorrow for HIJKL. Nice one. Cheers. Bye.